Hello and welcome to an updated guide on how to farm skins in Space Engineers. Now last time I did this was when skins were first introduced and that guide became quickly outdated, although it did prove useful to a few people. So in today's video I'm going to show you how to farm it the lazy way. Now what you're going to need to do is head on over to the workshop and download this thing called the Catalyst Presents Strong and Weak Signals. Now this will be in the description below for you to download, but essentially what it is, if I just now come into first person fly over here, is this, a giant monolith that is constantly every 5 seconds building and turning out strong and weak buttons. But before you get any ideas in your head, no, you cannot continually press it and get skins because you're still bound by the Steam servers. So if I come up to this button and press it, it'll behave exactly like going after a strong signal. So I pressed it. Is anything going to pop up? Nope, I didn't get anything, which is a shame. Pressing the weak signal, nothing obtains. So there we go. Basically, it behaves exactly like an unknown signal, except it doesn't spawn the drop pod somewhere in the world that's going to clutter up the world and cause other problems, which I'll get into more detail in a minute. As you can see over there, there is a drop pod that landed very close to my base. But instead of running after it, wasting time going after these signals, potentially getting to where the signal has dropped and to find it has been destroyed and you just wasted your time, you can just fly over to the Catalyst, press the button and see if you get anything. As you can see I pressed it twice there, nothing there, because I've already received something recently and the internal timer is going to limit me on what I can get. And that is for the weak signals. Despite them spawning roughly every 10 to 15 minutes, you can only get an item out of them every 15 to 30 minutes, and for the strong signals, you can only get them, I think it's every 20 minutes to 12 hours, depending on the quality of item you get. Now the Catalyst can be spawned in a single player game as long as you are not in an offline game. If you're in an offline game, you will not get any skins no matter how much you try. You have to be in a private, public or a friends only game. But once you spawn this in, you can just build your little base like blah 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 blah, and when you see an unknown signal spawn, instead of chasing after it, you can just fly over to a convenient location where you place the Catalyst, click the button and boom, nothing happens. But yeah, you could get an item, you might not. So how does the buttons actually work? Well, it behaves exactly like the unknown signal in the way that the buttons are just simply scripted to basically check the Steam servers to see if you're eligible for loot. If you are, you roll a dice to see if you get anything or not, and if you're not, you don't get anything whatsoever. You can always tell whether you're actually eligible for loot, because when you press the button, there'll be a very long delay, up to 5 seconds, before you get the message saying you got an item or you didn't. If you're not eligible for loot, then the message will pop up instantaneously. So is it like against the rules to use this? Well, no, not really. It does give an unfair advantage because it does allow you to spawn strong signals in a solo game. Usually you have to have 2 people in a game for strong signals to spawn. So you can do that, but other than that, it's basically more convenient. It means you can turn off the unknown signals in your games. So if you're using anything like a Meteors turned on, which Meteors, let's just talk about Meteors for a second. Meteors would generally happen, meteor showers happen wherever there is a player made blocks. So you can see the planetary lander over there. If I was to travel all the way across the other side of the planet and build a base, meteors would still spawn over here because it will still count as a player made blocks. And so do the unknown signal little loot pod things. No matter where they drop in the world, meteor showers will happen. So it can cause some performance problems if you're on the weekend machines, and it can cause major problems if you're in a multiplayer game, because meteors will still happen even on other planets. As long as there's an unknown signal over there, the meteor showers will happen, so having them turned off and using the Catalyst does help with performance. But yeah, if you're really lazy, you can just grab a block, and let's just close this off. You can just basically place some blocks around here and just sit on here, have a little character sitting on here and check it every day. I wouldn't bother checking it every hour or so because you're still limited by the Steam servers, and it does seem if you get an item, especially from the strong signal, you won't get anything else for the rest of the day. So yeah, I hope this is useful, and I hope this helps you farm skins you want. I know I've been getting a nice load of skins, like I've got the whole rainbow set, and I've got like the whole Cal set, and a few other rare lovely goodies as well. So it's in the description below once again if you want to download it. It is so much more useful than wasting time going after the strong signals. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I shall be back some point soon. Bye bye.